Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mashangu. I am living with diabetes type 2 for about 10 years, more than 10 years anyway. So now, as I said on my previous video, that you know what, I went through a lot from the time I was diagnosed as diabetes, because I was in shock. I never thought that I'll be having diabetes. Though sometimes, you know, when you grow and then in a family with diabetes, and then you think one day you'll be diabetic. But because I did my screening when I was 40 years old and when I was 45 years old, then I didn't have any diabetes. So that is why now I relaxed from there. Anyway, what I can say that from the time now because before I was in shock when I was diagnosed, and then I ended up with like a depression. It's true, I was depressed because I didn't want to have diabetes, and because I knew that now I will be living with diabetes for the whole throughout my life. I'll be living with a diabetes and I'll be taking tablets every day, and I mustn't forget, and I must, you know, also choose the food that I'm supposed to eat. You know, it was not a good experience for me, you know, as now I was diabetic. So now, what happened now, along the way, you know, that the doctor told me what to do, you know, not much, you know, because it was a GP doctor. And then he also told me that I must take care of myself. I mustn't eat too much starches. I mustn't eat too much like sugar, and then all that. And I must take care of myself because the complications of diabetes are irreversible. You know, you cannot treat your blindness. You cannot reverse when you have gangrene and then now they are cutting your limb. You cannot reverse some of this stuff, you know. Once you have it, you have it. Just like if I have stroke now, I cannot reverse it back like I never had a stroke. Okay. So, but anyway, let me not talk about, let me not dwell on that much. So what happened to me, I continue to take my metformin twice a day, 850 milligram twice a day. So what happened to me one day, what happened to me is I was not taking it regularly. I was taking every day, but not like, you know, sometimes I will miss the morning dose because I went to work and there was an emergency case, and then I had to attend to that case. And then after that, I missed my medicine, and then I did not eat my breakfast yet. So even if I eat my breakfast, I just drank something quickly so that to sustain me until I finish with helping the doctors, you know. So it was very hard because, you know, we nurses, it's, you know, we have unstable, maybe I can say unstable life, because one time you're working night duty, one time you're working day duty. So, you know, there are some disturbances on the on the way. So with me, that is why I'm saying that sometimes I was not taking my medicine regularly, you know. So one day, you know, I thought, because you don't feel anything, you don't feel like you are sick. You don't feel, that is why they say it's a silent killer. Once you get sick, you know that there's a big problem, or there is a serious problem. Otherwise, you don't feel sick. I'm talking from my experience, because I never felt any, I was never sick, unless one day I was a little bit hypo, but not that I was sick. that sign of hypoglycemia, I quickly went and get a drink. If no sign of hypoglycemia, I'm telling you, you are not feeling sick at all. You know, I never got sick. So what happened is, one day I was walking with my cousin, just walking by the road. And then in the evening, I started to see the flashes on my on my eyes, you know, both sides. You know, it's like a lightning, you know, hitting me. Flashes, lightning on my eyes. And then I kept on walking. And then no problem. And then it just come occasionally, every time. So I came home. And then I went to the Google, you know, the Google is our doctor. I went to Google doctor, and then I read about it, and then I started to take my medicine regularly. I make sure that I'm taking my medicine regularly. Then it disappeared, maybe after 2 weeks. And then I knew that this is not a good sign. Now this is a bad sign, okay? Because if I'm having those flashes, it's like the lightning on my side of my eyes, both eyes. So it is not a good sign at all, you know, not a good sign at all. So now I went also for consultation. I was seen by the eye doctor. You know, that eye doctor, I didn't like that eye doctor, I'm telling you, because this one, even if you call him for the patients, he is not talking to them. He's not giving the feedback. He's not saying anything. He won't even say good morning. He won't say anything. So I don't know what type of the doctor he was, because now I was faced with him, because before I used to see him with our patients when we call him. I was working in maternity. When we have the patients with eclampsia, because there was one patient who had eclampsia, now she said she cannot see. And then she couldn't see at all at that time, but anyway, she recovered. So she was just having edema. Doctor came and examined her. He didn't tell us anything, and then he just wrote in the file and go. Even we asked him, he will just walk and go. So that is why he was a type of a doctor that I didn't like. He's not conversing with anybody. He's not talking to anybody. He's not giving us the feedback or anything. So anyway, that doctor, I was not working with him frequently, but I went to him because he was the only doctor at that time to see me, and then to see the eye patients. And then he examined my eye, and then he didn't tell me anything. I was dilated by the nurses, and then after that I went to him. He just took a microscope and looked at my eye, and that was it. He just wrote that everything is okay, because I asked the nurses what he wrote. That's it. Everything was fine. But he is not telling me. I cannot even ask him some questions because he was not going to answer me. He was a doctor that he was coming from somewhere in, where is this place? Europe, from Europe, one of the European countries. I don't want to mention the country. I don't want to mention his name, but he was very bad. Anyway, so after that, I started to have some brownish spots. You know, I could see moving on my eyes when I looked. You know, there were a few of them now. When I went to my Google doctor, I found that these are floaters. And then, anyway, they are not, they cannot treat that floaters. Anyway, I had to take care of myself. I said, no, if there are more these floaters, then it means that I will get blind. I was so scared, you know, to get blind, but sometimes I was not complying. But what I did is I was not drinking a lot of sugar in my tea. And sometimes I did not even drink tea at all because, you know, I love sugar. I used to love sugar in my tea. You know, the tea without sugar to me was tasteless, and I didn't like bread anyway. But you know, I like the fat cookies, like the donuts. I had to get rid of them. I had to, stop eating a lot of things. And then, but I was still eating my staple food. My staple food was a mealie meal. And then this mealie meal, it's high in carbohydrates. But, we are told that you just reduce. And then I just reduced, but it was not helping much. The mistake that I've done anyway, that I didn't go back and check my blood, my blood profile, to take another, blood profile like the HbA1c to see how much is it now. Because before it was high. I don't remember if it was 12 or 13, percent at that time. And with cholesterol, I still remember, did I have a cholesterol medicine? I think so. I don't remember anyway, because 10 years back whether I was having that cholesterol. But I'll tell you with my some of my results that came out, and then there was a cholesterol, and then I was started on cholesterol medicine, and then I continued until I stopped. Why I stopped? Because I didn't have cholesterol anymore. I stopped the medicine by myself, and then also because one of the doctor referred me to a certain website that helped me a lot. But I'll tell you about that website, and then when time is ripe, because I'm still going to tell you the process, my progress, and then until I reach there, then I'll tell you exactly what happened that day. And then the doctor gave me the website, and then I went through the website, and then I followed what is written in the website, and my God, it was a life changer to me. I changed everything, my body, my blood, my lipids profile, everything. But I'll tell you when I reached there. So now the floaters were a problem. Now I was starting to think, now I'm getting blind, because I had the flashes, I had the lightning on my eyes. Now I'm having the flashes around my eyes. Then it means that now I'm getting blind now. I'm in the process of getting blind, but I tried my best to avoid. Though, I continued to take the medicine as prescribed, and then I didn't make a much follow-up, because, some of the information I did not know, I was not told. And then, it's only, what you are supposed to eat, and then what you are supposed to cut in your diet, or to cut completely, or to reduce. That was that, but I did not know much of my diabetes. And then I was not also seen by the endocrine doctor. Maybe was going to tell me more of my diabetes. And these doctors, most of the time, they don't have time to sit with a patient for a long time everywhere, because they've got it's not you only. There are many patients that are coming to see the very same doctor, and then they also have appointments. Some they are working on appointments, some they are working first come first serve, and then this is how, because this is how it works in many places. So they cannot stick on you and sit with you for so many hours talking about diabetes. Some of them they'll give you a website to go and read if you are somebody who can who understand, who can read. And then some, anyway, that's it. That's how they manage me. And then for me, I went through many on Google. I searched on Google, and then I read about it, what I'm supposed to eat, when this type of food, this what. But I didn't get much until later, when I was I went through this website. That's where I really got some more information. And then, and the time that now I was hooked on YouTube, then I started to get more information from doctors who are presenting on YouTube, and those who are living with diabetes or who had diabetes mellitus, and then at the end how they manage themselves, you know. So that's how I've learned more about diabetes. Even in my training, I did not learn much about diabetes. After that, I went to work in maternity. I was a midwife, and then after that, we're just doing the midwifery stuff, not going through the diabetes, you know. I was not even a diabetic educator. Just like now, I'm just sharing my stories. Bye for now. Please subscribe to my channel. You'll learn more about my experience, and then it will help you, and then or help others. Bye bye for now.